Welcome to Probability and Statistics here at Northeastern Technical College. Today we're going to talk about data classification, different types of data. Okay, we talk about the first thing in probability and statistics is to collect data. So these type of data can be categorized into what we so call the qualitative data or quantitative data. Qualitative type of data consists of labels, okay, or description of certain traits. All right, just like I remember last video, I draw a table about maybe I was asking about how many male versus female students I have this semester online. So when we classify male and female, that and count how many students I have in the class, all right, that will be called the qualitative type of data. Okay, maybe I have 4 male and 10 female, something like that. That would be called the qualitative data, using labels or description of traits. Quantitative data consists of counts or measurements. So in other words, if my first column is using some type of numerical number, okay, that would be called a quantitative. Under quantitative data, you have two types called the discrete and continuous. Discrete data are quantitative data that can take on only particular values and are usually counts. This type of data is finite, or it is countable. Finite means a numerical value or end. For example, if I want to flip a coin 3 times and just counting the number of heads, then my possibility could be 0 head out of the 3 flip, or I can have 1 flip out of the 3. Or I can end up with 2 heads, 1 tail out of the 3 flip, or I could end up with all 3 of them are heads. So this first column ends at the highest count of heads, which is 3, because I only flip a fair coin only 3 times. Okay, so something you can count. For example, car doors. Okay, you can have 2 doors, 4 doors, okay, or maybe more, but the number door is finite on a car or on crossover car. All right, that's called a discrete data. Continuous data are also under quantitative that can take on any value in a given interval. That's the key word, any interval, and usually are type of measurements. The data may have infinite many possible values, such as the length of a song. Okay, sometimes the song can be 2 minutes long. Sometimes the song can actually cut down to 1.5 minutes. When we're measuring rain, how much rain in inches, okay, you can have 1 inch rain, 1 inch rain, 1.1 inch that day, something like that. Weight, okay, or volume, okay. You cannot, so anything that cannot be counted as 0, 1, 2, 3 are considered as a continuous data. Okay, discrete data got to be counted from 0 and up. It will stop at some point. All right, so throughout the semester, these will be the 2 types of data that we'll encounter the most: discrete or continuous. Okay, but let me write it down here. All right, so basically you have qualitative versus quantitative. All right, under quantitative you have 2 types. Okay, under quantitative you have discrete, or you can have continuous data. All right, so quantitative data is basically a little bit higher level. Okay, I will show you a picture I got from the textbook in a minute. Alright, let's try some example. Hair color are an example of which type of data. Alright, hair color will be qualitative. Now, if the homework does not give you choice for qualitative, then you will say neither. Ooh, sorry, spelled it wrong. All right, religious affiliation. Religious affiliation. Okay, you can be Catholic, Muslim, right, Christian, or you can be no religion affiliations. Okay, so we are using labels that will be qualitative. Alright. The width of the doors in a restaurant. Okay, the width of the door, it can be what? It can be so many inches wide, so many inches 0.5. Okay, maybe like I don't know exactly the width of any restaurant door. It can be, you know, you can be like, 3 foot, some inches wide. Okay, it can vary, so that will be continuous data. You'll be on the. You cannot count the width of the door: 0 width, 1 width, 2 width. Okay, if you cannot count from 0 all the way up to a certain value, it will be continuous. Okay, I'm not saying decimal numbers now. I'm not truly saying any numerical value with decimal answer is continuous. That's not what we go by. Okay, we go by whether you can count from 0 and up. You got to count from 0, 1, 2, 3 and up. All right, or something you cannot really count. The number of questions answered correctly. Okay, on a 10-question quiz. So this is something you can count because you can answer 0 question correct, 1 question correct, 2 question correct. You cannot really answer 2.5 question correct or 2.55, 3, for example, question correct. Okay, if it's something that is countable, it will be discrete under the quantitative. Alright, I hope it makes sense. Now, this chart right here talks about this chart I get from the textbook talk about the level of measurement. Under the qualitative, you got nominal and ordinal. On the quantitative, you got these two called interval and ratio. So I'm gonna do a little bit of highlighting here. These 4 words don't stay with us very long, okay? But we still got to know these words for the homework. Data that are nominal are qualitative, simply consisting of labels or names. All right. Now, ordinal is a next higher level, still qualitative. All right. But this is something that can be arranged in a meaningful order, but there's going to be no calculation at all. For example, college football rankings. Okay, who is number 1? Who's ranked number 1? Who's ranked number 2? Who is ranked number 3? Those numerical ranking, okay, has a meaningful order. Now, my male and female has no meaningful order. I could put female first, then male. Okay, so my example at the beginning of the video here is a nominal level. Alright. Interval level is quantitative data. Again, you can arrange them in a meaningful order, and the differences between the data entries are also meaningful. Alright, such as calendar dates, temperatures, IQ scores. So maybe I have a data here, IQ score, 70, 80, let's go 10 at a time, 90, 100 IQ score, and then we'll see how many people, score in those kind of IQ score. Now this thing has a this order of numerical value has a meaningful order. Okay. And the difference between the entries, okay, the difference between 70 to 80 is also meaningful because I'm doing a 10 point scale here. All right. Now ratio is the highest level. Ratio is under quantitative. Okay. Data that can be ordered, difference between the data entry are meaningful, and the 0 point indicate the absence of something. Okay, 0 point, that's the key. 0 point represent the absence of something. My example here, an example in the textbook says that the price of two cars are the same. Thus, the difference is 0. So that numerical 0 actually means something, okay, for the type of data. All right. Let's just try some example, okay. These words are, sometimes it's a little bit confusing when does people use these words. So let's take a look. Classify the following data. Okay. So the question says a survey response to, do you favor a flat tax? Flat tax simply means everybody paid the same amount of rate. Okay. For example, Herman Cain, several years ago, running for president, has a saying called 999. All right. So what I'm saying is, your payroll tax is 9%. Doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor. Everybody pays the same rate. Okay. That's called a flat tax. Do you favor or not? Yes or no? So if you think about this, my first column, if I want to make a chart, that would be yes or no. So I'm using the label yes or no and then asking how many people favor yes and no. So that will be a qualitative data. Alright. Are these data discrete or continuous? If it's qualitative, it cannot be discrete or continuous. Discrete and continuous is under quantitative, so that will be neither. What is the highest level measurement of the data possessed? So qualitative, the highest it goes is either nominal or ordinal. And in this example here, it has to be nominal. Alright, because I'm not doing a ranking. Okay, don't be like, this is number 1, this is number 2. The yes and no can be flip-flop. So there's no, there's nothing here to say yes gotta go first or no gotta go second. Okay. If my survey response forced me to put no first and yes next, that would be what? Ordinal. Okay, but not for this example. Alright. Same thing. The number of people who quit smoking cigarette each year in the last 10 years. It got to be quantitative because we are counting how many people. Okay. Discrete or continuous. You cannot say there are maybe like 1,000.347 people quit. Okay. So you can either say 0 people quit, 1 person quit, 2 person quit, all the way up to like 1,000 people quit smoking. So it's something that can be count. Something that you can count. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is discrete. Alright. The highest level under quantitative is either interval or ratio. Okay. And in this example, the highest level here got to be in a ratio. Okay, it's going to be ratio. And once again, the difference between a ratio and interval is the absence of 0 means something. Okay, the absence of 0 means something. So 0 people quit. Is that meaningful? 0 people quit. Is that meaningful? Yes. Okay, that means, nobody quit. So, for example, it says each year for the last 10 years. So, I can say, maybe, let's just do 2017, date back 2007, I'm going to say 08, 09, all the way down to, 17, for example, alright? So let's pretend back in 2008, 0 people quit smoking, okay? So that 0 actually means something, okay? That's why it makes a ratio. Alrighty. So, like I mentioned, these words, I know it's kind of new for us. I just wanted to show you some example how these words will be used. Qualitative, quantitative, discrete, continuous. That will stay with us for rest of the semester. All right, let's try another one. The supervisor must give a summary evaluation rating, okay, from among the choices given below. So when you do a course evaluation for this class, the ranking matters, right? 1 is poor, 2 is fair, 3 is good, 4 is very good, 5 is excellent, okay? So these numerical ranking actually matters now. So qualitative or quantitative, it got to be qualitative because I'm using labels, okay, in the first column, and we count how many people fall into each category. Qualitative, so it's not going to be what? Discrete or continuous. So here we will say neither. Alright, what is the highest level? So qualitative, you got nominal or ordinal. So in this example, you got to be ordinal because the ranking, first one got to be poor, second one got to be fair. If I spelled it right. Alright, last one. The temperature in Celsius at a different location in an Italian city, in one city, different spots in that city, temperature in Celsius are different, okay? Temperature is not something we can count. It will be quantitative, but we cannot count, so it will be continuous. Alright, quantitative because I'm using numerical value for temperatures, right? What's the highest level? In this example, the highest level will only be interval, not a ratio, because the absence of 0 does not really make sense. Okay, the absence of 0 does not make any sense. Within a city, okay, the different temperature in different location. For example, I'm gonna do 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, 1 degree Celsius, something like that. Okay, this is 0. Okay, this is 0 right here. Does not indicating an absence of something. Okay, 0 degrees Celsius just means 0 degree. It does not mean I'm missing a temperature. Okay, back up. All right, my 0 people quitting smoking in one particular year, that 0 means something. All right, this 0 degree does not represent absence. Does not saying something is absent, something is missing. All right, so that's why this is only an interval. Alright, and hopefully by me going over these problems, you get a little bit of understanding of how we use the word continuous, discrete, qualitative, and quantitative. All right, thank you for watching.